Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm filming the 2020 Toyota Prius XLE, but let's take a look under the hood here of the Toyota Prius. This has Toyota's 1.8 liter four-cylinder. It makes 121 horsepower, and Toyota does not quote the actual torque outputs for the actual electrified system or the hybrid systems here. This is paired with a CVT transmission, as this one sits weighs around 3,000 pounds. Fuel economy numbers for the Prius here are rated at 54 in the city, 50 on the highway, and 52 combined. Everyone knows that the Prius, they have the best fuel economy, and I'm surprised to still hear that this thing gets over 50 miles to the gallon. But closing the hood here of the Prius, I want you guys to comment down below, what do you think about the Prius exterior design? But Toyota does offer different hybrid vehicles like the Toyota Camry, the Toyota Avalon, and the Toyota RAV4, just in case you do not like the exterior styling of the Prius. But looks can be subjective, and honestly, I do not find this car to be attractive just because of its frumpy like looks here. But looking at these taillights, are going to be a full LED with an LED turn signal. There's front parking sensors here. My tester has an optional special color paint, which is around $425. Surprised to see that there's some actual fog lights on my tester here, but there's this black painted trim where the fog light should go. But overall, I want you guys to comment down below, what do you think about the exterior design of the Toyota Prius? Looking at the side profile of the Toyota Prius, starting with these tires and wheels, these are a 215/45 with tire wrapped in this 17-inch rim design with this 5-spoke rim setup here with the alloy and black finish. 4 disc brakes for all 4 wheels. These are wrapped in Bridgestone tires, so they're pretty good tires on the market. There's this subtle hybrid badge here on the side fender. The wheelbase for the Prius is 106.3 with an overall length of 180 inches. Looking here at this floating roof design, honestly, I actually like this deep pillar here where the floating roof design is, and my tester is missing the sunroof there. But let's look at the rear of the Toyota Prius. The rear of the Toyota Prius, looking at these taillights, are going to be an LED combination, an incandescent turn signal, an incandescent reverse light with an LED brake light. There's some badging back here, which is your Prius name, the Toyota emblem, which is painted in this blue background to signify that you have the hybrid version. There's this hybrid badge, the XLE, which signify what trim level you have. Looking down here, there's this standard backup camera with LED lights for your tag, rear parking sensors. Looking underneath the bumper here, there's no visible exhaust tips. They're actually tucked underneath the bumper. But open up the cargo here. My Tesla doesn't have a power lift gate, and this is the actual hatchback model here. Toyota says you get around 24.6 cubic feet of space. When you fold all the seats down, you get 50.5. And looking underneath this low floor here, Toyota does not give you a spare tire, they just give you a fix-to-flat kit. So I'm sitting inside the 2020 Toyota Prius XLE. Looking at this interior, is a two-tone interior that my tester has. Closing the door here, door sounds nice and solid. The materials going to be a soft touch ejection molded plastic, this chrome door handle. The mirror control switches are going to be down here. There's one touch up, one touch down for all 4 windows. There's a nice area here to rest your elbows. Looking down here, there's additional storage with a cup holder. Your dimmer switches, the parallel park function, which is here. This vehicle can parallel park itself once it finds a opening to do so. Stability control is going to be here. Automatic high beam switch, fuel cap opener, and the release for the hood. And there's a manual brake down there. Looking at the steering wheel, is a 3-spoke wheel design. But to start up the Prius, put your foot on the brake and press the power button here. And you can see all the electronics will come right on once you press that power button. It doesn't start up with the combustion engine because this is a hybrid, but the combustion engine sometimes does come on every once in a while. But looking at the steering wheel, nice leather wrapped steering wheel. There's your volume controls, your functions to answer and hang up the phone with voice commands. Looking down here, or over here, there's a heated steering wheel button, lane departure, forward collision warning. You have this little dial here to go through this helper screen up here, which shows you the indication of the car, or your power meter, clock settings, which is there, your climate controls, your driver's assistance, which has Toyota Safety Sense P with forward collision warning, pedestrian detection, emergency braking with rear cross traffic alert. So it does come with some driver's assistance. Looking down here, there's this old cruise control stock, which I'm surprised to still see in 2020, honestly. The turn signal stock, wind wiper stock is going to be here. Looking at the center stack, there's air vents on top. This does remind me of a Tesla or a futuristic car, honestly, how everything's pushed back. Most cars I review, all the gauges and analogs are going to be front and center, but this is kind of not new to me, but it's a little different compared to other cars that I reviewed on the market. Looking at the center stack, there's this 7-inch display. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are going to be standard. There's some dedicated buttons for your home, menu, audio, and map. My Tesla doesn't have the embedded GPS, not yet. You have to install that. It does show you your energy meter, where the power is being distributed to. Backing out of here really quick, going here, you have different modes. You can actually connect the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto through this USB here. Go to settings, you can change the color of the screen. Go to a light grayish, a dark gray, or blue, or even this red or pink like color, but I'm gonna leave it into the actual blue because blue is my favorite color. Single climate controls are gonna be here. Putting the Prius into reverse, I'm show you guys how to use this little knob here. You're gonna kick it over to the left and push up for reverse. Looking at the backup cameras, it's a little grainy, but it has somewhat of a nice resolution. No trajectory, but you do have distance markers. Pulling down for once you push down, you're going to go into drive, and to go into park, you click the P there for park. Different drive modes here. It shows you in the small little helper screen there, which says normal. This is the sport mode, and then there's an eco mode. So you do have 3 different drive modes there. You can also cruise along in EV mode only, but it's telling me that the battery is a little low. So I think it can trickle in EV mode around like 2 to 3 miles, but it has to be under 20 to 25 miles an hour. There's a wireless charging pad in here. There's a 1-level heated seats, which has a low and high mode function there. 2 cup holders. There's this black piano trim here. A 12-volt. This is where you connect your USB in order to get to the actual CarPlay or Android Auto. There's an aux port there. The center console here is nice and padded. That's open sideways here. A deep amount of storage. You have this little tray that you can remove and whatnot, but the center console does have a good storage here. The seats are really comfortable. I like the two-tone coloring with the light blue stitching there. The dashboard has this nice touch material, but in some places it's a little hard and whatnot. This is more of that black piano like trim. Open up the glove box, is damped, but it's not lined with felt. But overall, the cabin in the Prius here does have some nice touch materials in certain spots, but I do like the two-tone coloring of the Prius. But let's hop into the back seats. Get into the back seat of the Toyota Prius here. I like the two-tone color that my tester has. Closing the door. Door has a nice solid slam. The materials back here gonna be a hard touch plastic. I like the materials here on the door panel. 2 matte pockets here. It's surprised to see that there's no rear air vents, but Toyota does give you 2 quick charging USB ports here. The seats feel comfortable, just like I mentioned in the front seat. My Tesla doesn't have a panoramic sunroof or a standard size sunroof. Incandescent lighting for the cabin. Pulling this armrest down here, there's 2 cup holders. And Toyota says you're getting around 33.4 inches of legroom. Just in case, if you need a little bit more legroom, like I mentioned, Toyota offers the Toyota Avalon, which has 40.4 inches of legroom, the Toyota Camry Hybrid, which has around 37 or 38 inches of legroom, just in case you don't want the small legroom back here. But it's plenty of space back here for myself. I'm 5'8", I have plenty of headroom back here. But let's take the Prius out and see how it performs. Starting off in the 2020 Toyota Prius, this has Toyota Safety Sense P, which has 4 collision warning with pedestrian detection, radar cruise control with emergency braking. So it does come standard with Toyota Safety Sense, which you have to pay additional cost for because Toyota makes it standard. Fuel economy numbers for the Prius are going to be rated at 54 in the city, 50 on the highway, and 52 combined. So it gets wonderful fuel economy. But that's what the Prius is known for, especially with Toyota's hybrid system here. This has a 1.8 liter inline 4, with the Tesla Model 3 taking sales from the Toyota Prius. Even with this look, honestly, like I mentioned, I don't find the Prius to be an attractive vehicle, but looks can be subjective to the eye. But visibility out of the Prius here, it's really good from the front. You have this big window here. These mirrors, like I mentioned, it does have blind spot monitoring, but at the rear, it's a little restrained because that double, how the glass is actually split in half at the rear. But this vehicle is really quiet. Like I mentioned, you get wonderful fuel economy when driving in the city. I'm gonna switch it over to sport here. Honestly, don't think you're gonna be beating any Teslas even without the performance. 0 to 60 maybe in this car, maybe in the high 9 to 10 second range. I do hear a little road noise from the actual tires. These are Bridgestone tires on here, but they're really good tires on the market. But like I was mentioning, with the performance wise, you're not gonna be beating any Teslas or any other hybrid vehicles in this lineup here. So like I mentioned, performance-wise, the Prius does not excel at performance, but driving this thing, putting it into eco mode here, just cruising along on these back roads where I normally film the driving portion of this video, the videos here. It's dead quiet in here. Only thing I really hear a lot is just the road noise from the tires. And like I mentioned, Miami has the most crappiest roads ever. But just driving the Prius here, this car, it really, like I mentioned, it excels at just cruising along, especially on the highway, which is 50 miles to the gallon, which is pretty good fuel economy numbers. The seats in here are comfortable. They hold you in place. They're not aggressively bolstered, but I like the way they look. I like the two-tone coloring that you get in this interior with the black and gray, the light gray. But the Prius is a really well-rounded vehicle. A lot of safe equipment here with the driver's assistance, comfortable seats, comfortable ride quality. It's quiet in the cabin besides the actual tire rotating on the actual road here. But I'm going to do an acceleration run. I'm going to put into sport. I didn't brake torque it, so that could be in the 9-second range, 0 to 60. But you're not gonna buy this car to go drag racing or anything like that. You're gonna buy this car because you want to basically stop emissions the best way you possibly can with the Prius and get great fuel economy, because this car, like I mentioned once more again, it excels at great fuel economy. But honestly, the Prius is a really well-rounded vehicle. So Toyota did a really good job, but honestly, I'm not sure what is next for the Prius. Maybe if Toyota changed up the exterior design, because like I mentioned, looks can be subjective, and I don't think the Prius is the most handsome looking hybrid that you can buy in today's market. Compared to the Tesla, I would pick the Tesla over the Prius, even though the Prius can go on a longer range compared to the Tesla, which gets around like 300 miles of electric range. So honestly, what is really next for the Prius? And I'm surprised Toyota didn't offer a full electrification version of the Prius. Yeah, they do have the Prime, which has an electric motor for the all-wheel drive system. But what is honestly next for the Toyota Prius? After spending time with the 2020 Toyota Prius, this vehicle is reliable, it has great value, and has great fuel economy, but it's not as sexy as its competitors. So how much does a Toyota Prius cost? Starting price of my Tesla is $28,375. My Tesla has the optional special color, which is $425. My Tesla stickers for a grand total of $29,755. I'd like to give a special thanks to South Dade Toyota for providing me with the Toyota Prius. If you're on the market for a Toyota Prius, you can come to South Dade Toyota and ask for Wilford. He will help you get into the Toyota or used or new or pre-owned vehicle. And I hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2020 Toyota Prius. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Drive1Reviews. If you want to support the Drive1Reviews YouTube channel, just check out the description box down below. But I'll catch you all in the next video.